Same pleasant morning to all our listeners out there. It's another beautiful day in paradise. We're talking about SKN, and I dare say the entire Caribbean region. So it's a pleasant Monday morning greeting to all the folks out there logged on to WINNMedia 98.9. My name is Socrates, host of another episode of Voices. And as usual, we're going to pause for a word from our sponsors who makes this show possible. And when we get back, we introduce the guests in the studio today, and we'll launch off in a chit-chat of things most important. So let's take a word from the sponsors, and we will be right back.
Campari, grapefruit, easy for we. Brother, he no hard, easy for we. Campari, he no cup, easy for we. Brother, he no hard, easy for we. Add the Campari with the grapefruit soda. That easy, bitter had the pre. Simple mixer, easy 1-3. Campari, grapefruit, that easy for we. To mix a Campari grapefruit, add 1 part Campari to 3 parts grapefruit soda. Drink at the bar, on the beach, or when the girl reach. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Triple the joy at home as you elevate your experience with Flo's new Triple Play bundles. For the first time ever, bundle up and save on internet, TV, and home phone together for more satisfaction. For as low as $175, enjoy up to 35 megabits per second super fast internet, 70 TV channels with HD entertainment, and free landline minutes with the all-in bundle. Visit your nearest Flo store to sign up for a Triple Play bundle. Conditions apply.
By that sound, you know that you're logged on and listening to Voices. It's WINNMedia 98.9. My name is Socrates, and saying once again good morning and welcome to another episode of Voices. Today in the studio we have a guest, and I know him by his one of his popular names. He's in uniform. He have a decent name, eh? So I'm gonna have him introduce himself to you with his decent name, and then we're going to talk about his other names and the reason why he's here with us in the studio today. So, sir, please let the people know your decent, as some can say, your decent name.
Good morning, Vigilant. It's good to be here in the studio with you, Sakuti, on a beautiful Monday morning.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sun is shining and we have life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Want to say good morning. My name is Michael Duggins.
That's a decent name.
Yes, that's a decent name. Yeah.
Otherwise known as
DJ Fresh.
DJ Fresh, because
one do other things. Trust me, this name stands out because that name have a stamp all over.
All right, so people may recognize the voice. That fella sound like somebody you know. Michael Duggins. Well,
yeah, that's
so we know who you are by both your names.
Yeah,
and you are here as you're a member of the Omega Taxi Association. You're actually in uniform.
Yes.
It means that it's a working day for you.
Thought it was.
You thought it was. All right, you left home anticipating what, because there is a cruise ship in port. I know that you are now, like most of the drivers who have been vaccinated, you mainly ply your trade at the airport. Normally, it's down at Port Zante when ships of that size, even smaller, are in town.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell the public, walk us through why you're not at Port Zante, and when last you were there, and how you would be able to work at Port Zante when the ships are in port. What's happening with you and your business?
Well, Port Zante take on a different stage. I want to say, like, it's something that I myself can't even truly guess or understand, because usually, I know nothing is really usual. Like,
we're not in normal times.
Yeah, we're not in real normal times.
pleasant good afternoon to our many listeners. You're logged on to WINNFM 98.9, listening to voices. My name is Socrates, host of today's program. And we've had with us this morning a guest in the studio, Mr. DJ Fresh Duggins. He will be with us momentarily. For those who are just joining us, and welcome to the program. For those who were on before, you want to continue, the numbers to call are 466-0989, 662-0989, 762-0989. Then there is 718-265-6948. There is 508-921-4619. And from the UK, we go 0333-044-0065. Say hello to Chris Collins up there in Sheffield. Brenda O'Neill in Charlotte. Rosemary Donald over there in New York City. Well, she's actually, I'm not going to say it. Amber Richards over there in Anguilla. Tigress up there in Texas. All the fans are logged on to Voices. Those who remember, those who don't, welcome once again. And we're going to continue with Mr. Duggins. He has to run at 1 o'clock. I don't know if it's a hot date or lunch or whatever the case is, but we were discussing some issues related to the tax industry, how things are working with him or not since the reopening of the cruise sector. We shall continue. And it's Voices. If you want to call on a different topic, change the tone of the conversation, whatever it is, it's all about you and the public. So we're just going to chat with Mr. Duggins until we get a call to say, hey, we want to talk about something different, okay? In the meantime, good afternoon upstairs. Hope all is well. That's management upstairs. Dread now. So, yes, Mr. Duggins, you were speaking about certain things during the break.
Yeah, right now I want to big up a strong black woman. A woman who suffered through all the hard times and survived. My mother. I want to big her up. She's St. Martin. Brenda Duggins. You know, she's the one who brought me into this world. She could have done a lot of things, but she decided to keep me.
Imagine that.
At age 60. No. It was not a mistake.
No, you said she decided to keep you.
At age 16, and she did a wonderful job, and I love her dearly.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my
With
mother.
respect.
Me and my mother is very close, you know.
Yeah.
We talk about her big feet sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We're very close. We're very, very close, you know. My mother is like if I in a down mood, I would call, and she would just put me in a comfort zone, just like a child.
Does she know you're on radio?
Yeah. I told her to tune in today, and here she baby boy, so
okay.
hopefully she's in.
She's listening.
Want to big up the Sunshine City, St. Martin, all my brothers, and everywhere else in the world you might be listening. Want to big up all the St. Kitts, the taxis who might be in tune right now, and I need you guys to just get a little brave and open your mouth. Stop taking needles in your side and pretending like you're feeling the pain. Everybody feeling the pain, and nobody gonna help you unless you cry out. So stop keeping it to yourself. That's the way you gotta say. Exactly, a topic I wanted to touch on before we went to the break. I overheard a conversation, and I tried to confirm it that it was so. That a particular taximan, I know the taximan, but I will not call his name. He was told he can't operate because he have a job. I wonder what kind of cockroach story that I was hearing. He have a job, so he couldn't operate. The reason why this taximan had a job, if they don't remember that, he was not working for 2 years. And before all of this thing, he was doing taxi only.
Let's try to put it into context. We're talking about a taxi operator whose main source of income was playing the street as a taxi driver.
Right.
Okay. COVID hits. And many in the service industry jobs
look for
were
something
lost.
to do so long. Yeah, keep them going.
And the job market was really, really difficult. People scrambled here to find
Take
whatever.
anything,
I know
whatever to
many
do.
taxi operators who went back in the hotel industry or on the industrial site to supplement whatever they had coming.
I started baking.
They started baking, right? And so this particular driver got a job.
Uh-huh.
They opened up operations at the airport. He showed up. I mean, he went through the protocols. He got vaccinated. His
Right.
vehicle inspected, and he showed up. And they told him no because you have a job.
I was craziness.
So this is what we're talking about.
That day, if I was at the airport, if I would have been the first to turn my bus turn cross by the driver and nobody operate,
Now,
they would have to call for a truck for me.
that may have come about because of a meeting the other two presidents, and I had with the tourism authority. When we were trying to get them to look at prioritizing the work for taxi drivers who depend on this as their only source of income. Because there are many of those given license who are police officers, still active in the civil service.
And getting retirement.
Right. So I was saying to them that these persons should not be the priority.
And you know, these,
They took that and used it against a taxi driver who had to take a side job to maintain and told him, well, you got a job, so you can't get a job at the airport.
and most of that sector we just talked about, those are the ones who don't really care what's happening to taxi because they know they're secure with their income anyway. And we have another set of taxis that should be wiser and smarter than how they is, but they're only in for their own selfish greed. I will not call a name.
But that's why they came into the industry, not as part of an organization,
Exactly.
but individually. So when they tell you, well, my boss is mine, you can't tell me what to charge.
Exactly. But
That
here what
is-
I'm
but they
saying.
make up the numbers.
But hear what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
And this is why these other companies could got such advantage of us because they could call them and tell them, I give you
Yes.
$10, and they would quickly accept. And it's stupidness because how
What
can
is the fare round trip from Port Sante to Southwest Bay, not Southwest Bay? The last one,
Coco Shell?
Cockershell and back.
Well, may never change it since, but the last time it was $6 a person. I think they moved that now,
One way we're talking about. Return.
back and forth.
Yes.
If it's one person, I think it's $28.
Right.
Uh-huh.
The companies have some of these guys doing it for $9.
It's crazy.
That's what I'm telling you. So they
And-
saw a way of getting a guaranteed job.
But that
The return is 28.
But that's what
before. They were doing it for $9.
But that's where the danger come in.
Return.
That's where the danger come in.
And we go to the phone lines, take this call. Caller, your live in voices. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good afternoon, the King.
Good afternoon, how are you? Long to be here,
And
voice.
good afternoon to your guests.
Good afternoon.
DJ
I'm
Fresh.
here and I'm listening you all. I know you all have to have a little sense of humor now and then, but this is a serious, serious situation.
Yes.
You know, when people sit back and listen to these topics, you know, some people, if they're not strong, it brings tears to their eyes. As a taxi operator
Quite
for
so.
15 years myself, it's not easy. You understand? And nobody understands what taxi operators are going through.
That is
This
right.
ain't no joking matter. This is life and death.
Serious.
People vehicle taken away. People mortgage cannot be paid. People children cannot be looked after properly. It's not no joking matter. It's a serious thing. It bring depression. It bring anxiety. It bring the whole 9 yards. You understand me?
Well,
and
so-
if you're not strong, God forbid what people will do. You understand? This ain't no joking matter. This is people bread and butter. This is people livelihood.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
And people got to stand up and people got to learn to take politics out of these things.
Right.
This ain't a
And that is-
politics. This
and
is
that-
people life.
Yeah, that is what
You
we
understand me?
yes.
This is people life. You
You're
understand?
right, you're
Everybody jump politics. So you can hear people on the other theater
Right.
saying all this and all
Oh, they
saying
like
that.
this, yeah.
They have to be in people's shoes to understand what people are going through. You understand? Taxi operators, we are the ambassador of this country. You understand? But you know what happened? And you know
Well
what
said.
get me mad, the King?
Listening.
If taxi drivers or operators should only bind together, we will move mountains. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me
No, she's right. She
let me
is
speak
right.
to her for a second, right? Now I get calls from taxi drivers just about every day. But here's what. When we decide to discuss the issues in the public, there's always the persons who want to call and tell us and advise us what to do. Taxi drivers, you need to do that. Taxi drivers, then our business is better. Or you need to stop depending on government. Or you need to, they have no idea what we're going through, but they feel qualified to call and advise us.
Nobody knows.
We pause. Thank you very much for the call. Let's take another call, please. Lost that. So, Velma, thank you very much for that reminder as how to see how serious and detrimental this thing is when you can't meet people.
You know what happened? A lot of them up the airport, they're just playing dominoes. They're not
stress reliever.
They're not. I don't know, but to me, it's like they don't care because they already paid for their house. Some of them already do what they got to do. So this other generation who just got into taxi, they don't care about protecting the business for them.
Okay, you're speaking about those who are retired persons.
Yeah, they don't care.
Have their pensions and their social security, and they just
they don't care.
Okay. We check the phone lines. Call your live on voices.
King, I'm back.
You're back.
You know I will be back.
Yes, definitely.
I want to say that with your guests in and what transpired for the past couple of weeks with the associations getting together and taking it to the relevant authorities, I think this is a move that we need to really garner. The sisters called in and said that we are forced to be reckoned with, but we're not really.
You've got to know. You got to first
know. I have
know
been
it.
making my voice known because I know that we are forced to be reckoned with. I does things in a diplomatic way, in an amicable way. Just waiting and, hoping that others would really see the need to join in. I want to say that the taxi presidents, they're willing, but the impetus comes from the membership to really keep their feet to the fire, so to speak. And without us, I think sometimes the president is lukewarm. It is a concerted effort that you guys want to come under one umbrella, but in times a lot of things are happening. And how long can we wait anymore? But I want to respond to the email or the WhatsApp that you got in. I am not begrudging what is being in place for the restaurants and the the restaurants and the bars and so on. They deserve it. I am talking about, I think that one of the presidents presented the prime minister with an envelope. So we are doing things to really get assistance. That envelope, whatever the prime minister sees fit, however he wishes to assist us, that would be the way forward. What is being arranged for the hotels and the restaurants, I'm not begrudging that. They deserve a help also.
Understood.
But I just wanted to respond to that email or that WhatsApp that Mr. Prime Minister, if you're listening, if your advisors are listening, or if anyone knows the Prime Minister, has his number, has his whereabouts, tell him that I say, Africa say, take a look at that envelope, that folder with the names, while the associations continue to garner names of those who not put forward the petition to that folder so that it could be an ongoing
consideration
in terms of our bailout. Not on the hinges of what might have been for the restaurant. It could be arranged differently, but something has to be done. Because if the authority thinks that they're not going to be responsible for our hurt and our pain, our ancestors are not sleeping.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
I mean, 2 seconds here. The WhatsApp that came from a driver who said that he heard that a particular bank was given that loan where you could consolidate and you get about 5%, And so he went to inquire, and he was told that it's an accommodation for this particular sector only, not for taxi drivers. And we go straight to the phone lines. I'll give it a chance. Caller, you live on Voices. Good day, caller. You live on Voices.
Yeah, good day.
Yes.
I'm sorry to tune in Well, I was out and I get a call that you all was discussing something and,
Next time I'll send you a memo.
say,
Quincy.
good afternoon to both of you there. But, that's why sometimes I choose not
Know
to
who
listen
you
to the radio.
say Quincy, don't know your name. Imagine that.
Yeah, so I choose not sometimes to listen to certain discussions.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? It get me upset. And I will explain. The more you depend on government, the more they know about you, and the more they control you.
That is true.
Last year, I called in and I said about, I don't remember the word that I used, but the December penny feather at the Marriott, he used the word pivot. Every morning for the past 2 weeks, a private vehicle pull up in front of my gate to pick up the neighbor and her child to take her to work.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever there is working for, it is working for them. Up until now, only about 2 drivers I see advertise the business on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happened to the others out of 400? Only 2 see fit to advertise on Facebook out of 400 drivers? Secretary, we are killing ourselves slowly. And DJ First, a question for you. What new did you bring into the taxi business to elevate yourself in the business? Don't take it personal. You mentioned about the guys who sit and they play them, Those guys are relaxed.
Okay.
They ain't care.
What new?
So hold on. The new man that come into the system, he should have stepped from the outside and realized those guys is farming food and are going to the system to build a business. And when I say build a business, it's not about making money. It's to build a business with a service. Then you're going to make money. But a lot of people just come into the business and running behind the people and taxi. No, that's not how it works. You have to go down there with a placard and stand up and a man walk up to you. Is yours Mr. Lisa First? Yes. Well, I see you add a line and I would like to do business with you. That's stress-free for you. You don't have to go in up and a man will come direct to you because he hear you, he heard about you because you do your advertisement.
Hold on.
A lot of us taxi drivers don't
Caller, hold on.
Fresh was waiting another question from you.
Hold on. You answer part of my question, and at the same time, you're saying something else. Hear what you're saying.
Everything didn't go to you, eh?
I understand.
Okay, good. That's why I don't take it personal.
This bringing something to the thing to better my business, improve my service. Yeah.
You don't take it personal.
No, you're right. You didn't say nothing wrong, Harlow. You didn't say nothing wrong. There's nothing personal here. We on the radio. We have a discussion.
Okay. Let me go ahead.
We don't get personal. I went out and get a website done. I have a page that I could add taximan if they want, that they could add for a small little fee. I paid for it. They add themselves, and I could advertise the tour also. So, and it's on the great web. It's on Twitter, all the major online platform.
So you came ready for business?
No, I didn't came ready. I look at what's going on, like you said.
That's what I'm saying. So you came in ready for business?
Right. Like I was telling a caller earlier. Business.
I tuned in just before lunchtime.
Like I tell a caller earlier. She said, business fail. Business don't fail. You is the one who fail.
Well, listen to the part. Yeah.
Right? So this is what I bring. And this is the reason why I am here on the radio today. Because a lot of taxi, like you said, they don't see it as a business. They just have a job to make a money. They can't have a job. It's not a business for them. And this is a business to protect because future generation to come going to depend on the same business. If we want to call tourism our main industry, it means it's supposed to look after the people them. And right now, the people them is not looking after.
Fresh.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know you for a while. I know you're in business, but I'm going to tell you something, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What we have to realize, and it goes not even for the politicians, but anyone who has a full-time job that gives a paycheck, they don't like hustlers. And when I say hustlers, I'm talking about legal hustlers. Don't laugh.
You're right.
It's a serious matter.
You're right.
I've been through that over and over and
You're
over
right.
and over. I've been in the taxi business since December
You're
24,
so right.
1981. That date I can't forget. It was Christmas Eve, 1981. I can't forget Christmas Eve. And what I'm trying to say to you, right? Someone will walk up to you and say, oh, I'm a taxi driver, I make a lot of money. Sometimes you got 4 ships in the harbor and you go home just like how you come.
We know that.
That's what I'm saying. But people, that's why you see the industry is the way it is. Because those who are up the top, they go on the platform and they say, taxi man making a lot of money. So other people say, well, we're honey down there, so I'm going for honey too. And when they come in, they ain't getting salt, they get it aloe vera.
I got a new splash for you the winner because
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why you see the industry end up the way it is. Because when you go to the politician and ask him for a job, he push a taxi ID in your hand. The government makes money, but what you make, it bring you poor down where you be because you make an investment which never pay enough for yourself. And it's a serious matter right now with this taxi business. A lot of people, they just look at it and,
I won't say it can't work.
No,
but
listen,
he had to be disciplined. He wanted to be more disciplined.
To control you, the people in the authority ain't going to let it work.
They're going to...
That's why you come a millionaire?
No.
Okay, Quincy.
How they will feel, right?
It's not about...
They're working for simple, say, $1,000 a month. When you're pulling in $1,000 a week, they go late work? So tell me. They're getting $1,000 a month and they're pulling $1,000 a week.
And this is why...
I only say $1,000 a week. You think they're going to late work?
Okay, you see what's going on now, though. We at the pier, at the
because
airport.
They're going to control you. That's what I'm saying.
You're going right to...
They determine when you work from when you shouldn't work because they're monitoring you.
Okay.
They know how much money you're making.
You answer the question right there.
No, listen, hold on, first. I just tell you how long I'm in the business.
Yeah.
I just tell you, people who has a salary don't like legal hustlers. I don't tell you that. I don't know what's going on. That's why, if you go down the authority and ask, you have anything there on Roy Philip? TA33? They said, no, all we have is that he take a decal and we ain't got nothing for him in the rotation. They can't say I make 5 sentences now what because I don't picture in the future they're gonna control me if they know how much money I'm working for. And that's what's going on today. The guy who determined that the guy shouldn't work because he got another job. Is another taxi man bringing it up against him? The taxi man getting Social Security? Who said that the one who got a part-time job can't come to work? Because if he got a full-time job, how he going to come work? He only going to come the probably on a Saturday and a Sunday. You up there all week. You understand what I'm saying? The plane them coming all week. He only going to come on a Saturday and a Sunday when he that is every Saturday. A Sunday when the business place closed down. And he got to work Saturday. He only going to come there on a Sunday. So if you don't work from Monday to Saturday, well, you can't go home Sunday and let the man make something.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? We need, before the government rotate us, we need to rotate ourselves. That's not they are blocking up the place and they want the next man come in. That's why they tell you to take it over to rotate it. And how they rotating it, sometimes you might be on rotation and they skip you because you open your mouth to say you don't like what they're doing. So you get punished.
That is wrong.
Listen, when I talk, right, I talking from experience. From experience. What I'm talking is things I don't went through. I may plan to go through that no more. So I just pack up and come home, come sit down, look out, watch the monkey, stone them if I want to, go on the internet.
Okay,
so really good.
Quincy. I will give you a chance to stone some monkey right now. I'm going to give you a chance to stone some monkey right now. One second, this call.
Quincy Goodman.
Yeah, continue.
All right, brother.
Stone some monkey. And they'll call it like that? Okay, you're making a point when I cut you off earlier.
Who is talking? Who is that again? Quincy take all me attention.
Okay. The numbers to call are 466-0989, 662-0989, 762-0989. Those are your local lines. Further field, you got 718-265-6948, 508-2... Well, you got your point?
I'm going to share something else.
508-921-4619, and then there's 0333, 0440065. No.
To add to what Quincy just said, he's right in a sense that right now all the taxis business is everybody business. He's right. He said it. He couldn't said it any better because, Secretary, if you're working at the airport, you get a job. You get 2 jobs, and you get 2 jobs a week. You open a book downtown, then you make $40 this week. So everybody, they know to.
The job pays an average of $20 per, depending on where you're going.
Well, I think.
What are the averaging right now? Right now.
To the southeast, to like, I guess going to Nevis, that could be one of the best jobs you could get. That's $40.
For the US?
Yeah. And if they have luggage.
That's one way?
Yeah. If you have luggage, you pay $1 on each luggage.
Okay.
That ain't bad. You go to Figure Bay, I think it's $20, dollar each luggage, $18. But the thing is, if you go to Diet Bay, which is much further than Southeast, you're only getting, I think it's $30.
I think what happened
$28.
They're thinking that the person's going to Diet Bay, they're locals, and they're trying to accommodate them. I understand the distance, but you have to try to tailor it where you win a little at this end, where you lost on that end.
I figure that is bad.
Because I personally, when I work downtown, which I very, very seldom do, I do not charge locals the way I would charge the tourists. I charge them less.
No, we shouldn't be saying that.
I charge them less. No. I charge them less and I explain to them. If you get the next driver who charges you the actual fee, which is this, don't question. I choose to charge you less because you're a local person.
Your
I understand.
choice,
I'm looking at how they will. So I'm not saying, okay, because you get $40 to go to the southeast, it's farther, you should charge the same thing. You may gain on the southeast.
But sometimes the local.
What you would have lost on the trip.
Sometimes the local tip better than the.
We understand that.
Yeah.
We understand that.
So
but we just can't outprice ourselves when it comes to our local people because we have to work with them.
We have to look after the people.
Definitely.
They're going through hard times right now.
Precisely.
Even coming back home for some of them is such a stress.
It's such a stress.
Because, I mean, you can imagine that. A flight landed 2 o'clock yesterday, after 2. And it's after 4 these people start to come outside.
Oh. They had to go through protocols in there.
I hear this.
2 hours?
A lot of people don't want to travel. A lot of people don't want to cruise because of this. The cruise ships.
We relax the protocols. You know, have like within 24 hours now you can get your test.
Yeah, but
certified.
The process at the airport is too long.
It's too long.
It's slow. And you know what I noticed though? When it's local people, the customs give them a harder time than when it's foreigners.
But you want to impress the foreigner?
Well, no.
Velma, I understand you say not to laugh, but at times you have to have a little humor.
No, if you come into the airport and a local, and they know you like they watch you, and they want to take out everything. It could be your socks out your bag. And for them, they want to help you pack it back when they're done, you know. And then they take so much time with you, and then the man who they really supposed to sort, they tell him go ahead.
I've seen that.
It happens all the time, and that is wrong. That's to me. All these things, people have to start saying it's business sector, and everybody has to start to treat the local with more respect. And be fair. Be fair. They're not fair. Even the foreigners, if a foreigner doing something on the road selling, they ain't gonna question him. Let a local man set up shop somewhere. You get permit to be here. You get this. That is wrong.
But you're all over the place.
I got to go because the people them out there. The people them out there suffering and nobody talking for them because a lot of disadvantage going on to them, and that is wrong.
All right. We just came back, but after the dialogue between you and Quincy, we're going to pause for a word from our sponsors. They make this all possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so we have to
true.
appreciate that. So, Sharon.
Thank you, sponsors.
What from the sponsors?
It's that time again. Triple Cashback is back, but with more. Triple your cashback with Triple Play. Triple the savings, triple the cashback, and get a chance to win. Triple the cashback for more free groceries at Horsewood Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store today. Yes, for the rest of 2021, Horsewood Furniture and Appliances is tripling your savings with triple cashback coupons for even more free groceries for all FlexPay hire purchase customers. But that's not all. Every hire purchase customer gets a chance to win up to triple their triple cashback in free groceries in the Triple Play. The Triple Play game show gives 2 lucky customers a chance to triple their triple cashback for free groceries and win lots and lots of prizes and more. If you get $500 in coupons for free groceries, you get a chance to get up to triple that amount with our Triple Play game show promotion. That means you get $1,500 in coupons for free groceries. And remember, every higher purchase customer gets a chance to win free groceries for a year. Postman's Triple Cashback Triple Play. Come now. Don't listen.
Good afternoon to our listeners and viewers. Welcome back to the program. I want to say first, before we get any further, hello to Amber, hello to Zara, and Cleo. They just got a home and they missed their first shout out. How is Axe? Well, Axa, Anguilla. Give me a shout, let me know what's happening over there with you guys, school-wise and otherwise. And we have about 8 minutes more with DJ Fresh before he runs to another, appointment. So talk to us.
Well, I mean...
You're going to talk about taxi business.
Sakwi.
You're talking about airport, you're defending vendors, you're all over the place.
No, Sakwiti, watch here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people out there, on a serious note.
Mm-hmm.
And it's painful for me because ain't everybody could represent themselves or speak to what the real issue is. But you could see it. You could feel the pain sometimes. You ain't have to know them. You just look at how they look and compare to how they used to look. It's a very hurtful time for a lot of people. Taxis suffering. But some taxis good with kasha in the foot. You know, some people can't walk with kasha in the foot.
For the next few minutes we got here, we came with the complaints and the problems.
Solutions.
Let's talk solution.
Okay. For one, the bubble, I'm going to give them, like you said, till the 8th of December. That's the longest ago. If that
based on the projection that Minister Grant said maybe by December. So we make an assumption. He didn't commit himself to that. He says probably okay.
Taxi. Mm-hmm. Mr. Grant got this say. His taxi got this say.
I'm listening to you.
Mr. Grant is the Minister of Tourism, and he's supposed to listen to the taxi man them. Because we are the ambassador of St. Kitts, and we demand to be heard. This thing is hurting us. We cannot take it anymore. Solution have to come faster than...
So you're giving an ultimatum?
What I'm saying, the minister, right, have to, I think sometimes a lot of complaint about the minister is that people do his work for him. He ain't really know what's going on. And that is a problem. If you have an office and you ain't know what's going on, you got a problem.
That's a definitive statement. I don't think that's actually correct, but it's your opinion.
Well, I heard a lot of taxi men complain about this. They can't get to talk to the minister. The minister have giving them bull, being a say it on the radio. He never, every time they go, come back. So he can't hear the views. And sometimes the views could give him good ideas how to deal with these things. First thing, he had to take down that fence.
Okay, that's feedback from the ground to Minister Grant.
Yeah.
That the consensus is the fence need to come down.
It have to come down.
Okay.
My local people, the vendors.
That's coming from the DJ Fresh feedback from the taxi drivers.
Yes, and vendors alike.
Local vendors, okay.
My vendors who went to take vaccine, excuse me, who went to take vaccine and do all this protocol thing where they said, set up the business the right way, and still not benefiting, and still had to pay and meet bills, mortgage at the end of the month.
Especially when you're seeing the ships in port and
only
I was just to get that. Certain people going every day, 2, 3, 4, 5
and
trips.
Look at the people who's going there. Them they could get up every day and decide, I go in by a pool and sit down. They had to worry about things. They ain't hurting in no way sense a farm. They're not hurting.
That's one in terms of solution. Or is that the general thing?
We need all these big companies need to come to a table with the president of the taxis.
No. the presidents and the taxi need to get their thing together and make a company.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We tried that route with them. We tried that route. We asked for a meet with them and discuss, etc. I'm still waiting, but we have a meeting this week.
Well, we need to pull away from them then.
Oh, right. But the other two presidents and myself are meeting this week, perhaps on Wednesday, to discuss that. We don't decide.
We need to pull away from them. And
we don't need to depend on them
and if the government don't side with us, we need to do something about that too. Because
we will see the accommodation.
Hear this. I'm telling you the truth. This might get me some victimization, may kill. But if this thing don't stop, taxi man need to just nobody do no business.
I get the calls about strike and demonstration.
Hey, that's strike.
The calls I'm getting is that the one, there's the one that but I'm not taking them on. It has to be measured. It has to be a measured response. You have to have dialogue and better plan your way forward. So I've heard that chatter. I have here because you call me expressing frustration.
But if we don't get in no results, we take to another step.
I understand that too.
Because we can't just sit back and have discussion, talk on radio, and nothing happening. Why we think we on the radio?
Well, I'm glad you came because
big phone. You call the radio the big phone, the big cell phone. Everybody listening.
I see.
The advisors listening. I want the advisors them to know and the big people them to know they're getting paid every month since things start.
And that DJ Fresh and the others are experiencing some hard times. And
yeah,
we take this call from the public. Caller, you're live on Voices. Got a caller, you're live on Voices. Okay, would have missed a caller. Let me give a little. Got the caller, you're live on Voices. Last week, Thursday, I went to insure my vehicle, right? It's depreciated by 15% from a value of $110,000 to $95,000 thereabouts. Do you know what I was told to pay? $7 difference.
Why?
Depreciated by 15%.
Why you have to pay more? You should be paying less.
No, I paid $7 less. What are you talking about? Less than a year ago? $7 less. Depreciated by 15%. Reflected $16,450. And I queried it and I said to them, we are setting up a company where we need group insurance. I cannot advise that we come here to you because this is nonsense. You're telling me after a whole year, a depreciation value of $16,450, I'm only paying $7 less.
Well, so I heard a taxi man say something the other day that he went to insure his bus, and insurance asked him for his business license. And I mean, if I buy an insurance, then no, I'm an operator.
Yeah.
Why I have to show them my thing, all my information, which in the bus in the taxi, they know that it's licensed as a taxi.
All asked me.
Wait,
I showed them the relevant document, and when the lady gave me the figures, I said, this makes no sense.
It don't make no sense.
15% devalued from the last and it reflected to the tune of 16,000. I have it here, 400 and change. That's the difference between in premium from last year to this year, and I'm only paying $7 less.
Hey.
We go to the phone lines. Call your live on Voices.
Hey, King, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Count the blessings. Yourself?
Oh, so far, so good. It could be worse.
Yes, I have the difference here with me.
I'm just curious concerning the statement that you made. I think you the host that you have with you,
the guest,
made a statement concerning farming a company. That's the wording to get around the issue.
Yes, it was I who did that. It's I who did that. We actually, and you should be aware of this. We actually getting together. We are amalgamating under one umbrella, the three associations.
So you will be operating or functioning under the Trade Union Act?
Yes. We're not going to disband the associations.
So I just want to make sure that you're going to be operating, functioning under the Trade Union Act.
And we are cognizant of that, yes.
Okay, because that's the only teeth. That's the only way you'll get some teeth in the operation.
That is why we're not disbanding associations.
Okay. Okay, because if you operate it under that function, then you probably will get something done. But at the same time, taxi operators must understand that if you go to a mommy tourism department, they will change your diaper. They definitely
You're
will
correct.
change your diaper.
Correct.
And they will
correct,
give
correct.
you, it's battle too.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's the time for you to eat meat when you're eating porridge.
Well,
So to speak, that if you run to people and you complain to them rather than dealing with your issue, they will deal with it for you.
correct.
Because there are lots of things that are not governed by laws that I noticed that the tourism department are doing, which they have no right to be doing.
That's true.
But because they see the weakness, they use it to their privilege. I wouldn't even call it advantage.
Couldn't say
To
it
their
no better,
privilege.
Carla. You couldn't say it no better.
And it appears as if that they enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put power in the hand of somebody, they're going to use it. You can't wait for them to use the power that they have. You give it to them. You give it to them.
Yes.
The product of which you deal with, it's a very tedious product, and it's something that interests the whole country and all. And everybody, even if they're not involved in the business of which you're involved with, they're concerned. And everybody have a comment as to how it should be run and how it will be run. But at the same time, one must prepare themselves to do a good job. And so that recommendation from one guest should go from one to another and back to you. So that all will benefit. Taxi operators, and they're not taxi drivers, they're taxi operators. A driver is one who consists in getting instruction and go someplace and drop off and have not the ability and the capability to govern and command a tour as he should.
Correct.
And so therefore, the way that I see it is that taxi operators, I got to call them by name because that's who they are. And they pride themselves in doing an outstanding job. And so therefore, I don't see someone or people who are on a salary, who work for a company, should be able to control them. What I believe that the association is, which is the tourism department, they're supposed to be what you call the regulators, not the controllers. They should be regulators, regulating and make sure that and seeing that the regulations that are in place are going that the way that they should. Man, if you want, anything you want to tourists, you can't run to them because you don't work for them. They don't pay you a salary. And so if you put your hands in their hands, they're going to lead you wherever they want and where they lead you and where they dump you.
You have said a mouthful plus some.
So,
all right?
I think I've said enough.
I want to thank you for that. Fresh have to run, so I'm going to give it a chance to say his piece before he leaves the studio, and then I'll continue on, okay?
Yes, Sakriti. Boy, I wish you could have stayed here like till tonight. 'Cause, this topic is hot. And we really need to get the people, some of them wise up. But what I would like to say, I would love if the radio station them and some of the advertisement they're doing don't make it sound like we're doing that, we're doing well. We're not doing well. Nothing is going on.
Those are promotions from the tourism department, not
Well,
the stations.
they should stop telling lies. Tourism department should stop telling lies. Stop telling lies. Say who it is making money. Say who it is the ship coming for. Mm-hmm. Don't tell people the ship coming for taxi man. Mm-hmm. They're not, taxi man ain't doing nothing with them ships. Mm-hmm. The taxi man them who doing things with them ship is the one them with the hoods puppy that they could feed how they want to feed them. A job what costs $20, they could get them for $2 and $3. Mm-hmm. And everybody could take disadvantage. And you cannot, because these other taxi men who easily sell out, all of us ain't gonna agree, I will never all agree. But don't put the framework like it's everybody benefit. Because when I hear Ad on the radio talking about the ships are coming, the boats, better the feel, Sakwe the third cost. I don't just listen to radio as that cost. What I mean? Because when I Sakwe to give a joke before. Did they wait? Did they? When I did my approval, I was one of the first who went to the airport and do all that. I just didn't continue, but I did everything, and then I decided to go and do it. So when I do it now, the following week I hear a boat coming. So I say, okay, then I done set up myself. I gone. Take with the put on my suit and I make sure my pants well iron, you know. And my shoes them shine. And you know where they go when they gonna walk? I representing my business. And I went down there. We look at the man come check the bus. He said, by the way, somebody call you? I say, he said, somebody call you? You have to get a call, you know. I say, I have to get a call? He said, yeah, you can just come. Hey, son, no more, you know. But down there full of bus. Canto, Cedric Railway, Greg Savary, all the big boys them. Me, the little poor boy. Not down there for me. But I say,
well dressed.
Well dressed. And my boss well clean. I just pay $20, I lose. And I put So when he tell me that, boy, I wish I had a back road I could have drive out. I was so shame. I come out of the pier and I went back home. But then I went back not only once, you know. When the second one come,
you went again.
I say maybe my turn now, thinking that taxi man get walk.
But the man told you have to call you.
When you can't wait on a call something, you got to go just in case. You can't always wait on call because sometimes the phone don't work. I went down again. He said, Fresh, we had to call you, you know. I said, so you haven't reached me yet? He said, no. I said, so what number are you on? He said, we are number 6. I said, only 6 taxi get job. So from the time these ships start to come, it's only about if 17 taxi get walk down there. That's a lot.
And your rotation number is what?
124.
So they only reach number 6. And your dress up went down.
My number is 102.
102.
So you're talking about next year, March, November. Somewhere there, my number will come up. If we continue like this,
you dress up and went down.
Hear this. If we continue like this, that means me get in a job for another year. So what I'm gonna tell the bank, hold on. And when I get a job, it might be just a $10 job. And then I'm back in the line again to match. So we had to fix this. On a serious note,
I'm actually here to speak to the reality because the perception is that things are smooth, back to even keel. It isn't happening. As I said, we had a similar conversation on this very particular station before, but you're a person who have actually lived it, and the best person to speak to it was yourself. I want to thank you for coming. Don't be a stranger.
Taxi, second before go, we had a meeting the other day, remember, at the port.
Yes.
And what I would like to say to taxi man, sometimes we need to just humble yourself and listen. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's happening. Because everybody got a point, something to share.
Yeah.
But sometimes the place to share it is not.
Place.
Yeah. Because imagine a minister come to our meeting and say the riff.
Correct.
It make us look bad. We have to operate as a unit. We got one switch. When that switch is on, we on together.
Yep.
You understand? How we going to get results if we always... Man, cause me like Socrates, me not listen he. Me like Flames, me like T. What kind of stupidness? We got to get out of the ignorance as a business. If we operating as a taxi, we are a taxi association. Wherever we come as, wherever name we use to come as one, we have to respect. That's the only way to get real results. And to my radio people out there who are listening, I have another radio appointment at 3, so I had to get prepared for it. So I gotta go, and I'll be back with Sakriti in the hot seat.
All right. I want to thank you for coming, and we with FM appreciate the time that you come to spend and share with the public what your experience is. So travel safely. As a matter of fact, I just got a text from the UK that says accident at church ground. We can only hope, if that is the case, that the folks there no casualties, no injuries, etc.
UK?
From Chris Collins in Sheffield, UK.
In
England.
So nobody here call you, but somebody...
accident at church ground. All right. On that note, we're going to pause for one from sponsors as you make your exit from the studio. Have yourself a great one. You're going to next with this interview. You have fun. It's been a pleasure having you here. And don't be shy.
All right. Okay, taxi. Secretary, you see, taxi made so much that I can't even...
You call him a taxi?
I really hurt it.
Taxi.
All right.
Drop everything and come now to Hosford's Auto Parts and Accessory Center for their big Drop Everything sales event for the rest of 2021. Go to Hosford's Auto Accessories and Parts Center where they'll be dropping 30% off select accessories, 20% off car batteries. But the rubber really hits the road with this deal. 20% off all tires or get one tire free with the purchase of 4 tires. Buy 4 tires, get 1 free from now until the end of 2021. So drop everything and come now to Hosford's Auto Parts and Accessories. Drop Everything sales event. Now dropping 30% off select accessories, 20% off batteries and tires. Or buy 4 tires, get 1 tire free. Yes, drop everything and go now to Hosford's Auto Accessories and Parts Center.
We are the best.
The Federation's favorite auto parts and accessory store.
Once again, good afternoon to many viewers and listeners. You're logged on to WINNFM 98.9, listening to another episode of Voices. My name is Socrates, host of today's program. And for those who were with us earlier, we were being updated by one of our taxi operators, aka DJ Fresh, about the state of affairs in the taxi industry, what's going on with the fraternity, etc. And it was quite an interesting set of revelations that we took on board. Yes, as I said, I just got a text from Chris Collins up there in Sheffield, England, informing of an accident at what's called Church Ground. Let's hope that and I can take his word because I get information from him all the time that I don't even know is ongoing here in St. Kitts. So let's hope that and I'm seeing some pictures here. Yes. I'm seeing the police officers and the guys on scene. I'm looking at the video as we speak. They're trying to take somebody from a vehicle, so there is in fact an accident over there in Church Ground. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Hope that there's no one really injured or any casualties. Right? Right. So with about 16 minutes to go before close of play today, I shared a bit of a situation I experienced on Thursday. I did go to insure my vehicle that has been down since COVID hit. So it was due for insurance in April, but there was nothing happening. So now that the safari tours have been approved, according to the Ministry of Tourism, I thought I'd get my truck up and ready. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was all cleaning and scrubbing and painting and all kind of stuff all day. I went and had it insured, licensed this morning, and I'm hoping to have it inspected by Tourism Authority to see that it's, COVID ready, protocols and all the different things. So, trying to get there because, as I've said before, I owe the bank tons, hoping for the cruise sector to open up and do tours, because I did put a model in place to do some local tours, but you still had to go through the task force. So there were still challenges. So I went to insure. I went up to the company whose name I won't mention, and I gave them the documents, and lo and behold, they told me what I had to pay. But I said, what is the difference? $7 difference. What is the percentage of depreciation? 15%. You went from $110,000 value on the vehicle, the premium, to 96,000 thereabouts, and I'm paying $7 less than last year. And I very calmly explained this is wrong. I left another insurance company because of the similar practice. And I came here, and this is wrong. As a matter of fact, what we are trying to form, we're looking for a group insurance. And based on previous conversation, I had you in mind, but I cannot take this to my organization based on what just happened here. But my question is there a regulatory body that looks at these practices of these companies to see that the public is not really shortchanged? How do you explain a difference in the premium by way of depreciation reflected in some $16,450, and you're only paying $7 less? And were I to leave here to go elsewhere, I may face a similar set of circumstances. It is wrong. It's not right. It is ripping off poor people at a time of struggle. And I thought I would mention it because I know there are many persons facing the same challenges or similar challenges. It is wrong. And when you make a claim, you have to jump through so many hoops before they give you whatever. Deductibles, this, that. It is wrong. It is white collar ripoff. It is wrong. I feel very, very much offended by it. But I had no choice. I had to pay it. I had to pay it because I want to know, well, I have to go and get my name in a rotation now. Now, did the first, he went down there, he dressed up, and he went down to the port, anticipating work because big ship in town. And the guy asked him, who called you? He said, what do you mean? He said, what? We have to call you? We have to call you based on your decal number that puts you in the rotation and on a list for working. When there is work, we'll call you. So he says, that being said, he felt embarrassed, he left. But the very next day, feeling hopeful, he went down just in case. And the guy had to explain to him again, hey, fellow, we have to call you. So he asked him, okay, what's my number? You know, he said, well, he asked him, like, how many numbers, how many jobs were passed before? He says, okay, 6. Okay, then, so what's my rotation number? I'm laughing because if you don't laugh sometimes, you go bonkers. That's the reality. And I know he's a very enterprising person. I mean, he came dressed today in his uniform just in case. And so what they do, they get to the airport and they see what they can, at least buy some gas money. They're trying. And Quincy spoke about taximen not being creative enough. And to a large extent, that is true. He spoke about only seeing 2 or 3 businesses advertising on Facebook or those platforms. That is true. That is true. Fred spoke about many of them didn't see this as a business, but as a job, so to speak. That is also true. But given all the variables, that's the reality. And COVID-19 was a wake-up call because when the Prime Minister spoke about giving assistance for all those affected by COVID-19, everybody was hopeful. And then the conversation later changed. No, only those who would have paid up their contributions to the Social Security scheme. And many, many of us was caught flat-footed. Because if your employee, the company which you're working with would pay a contribution of 5% into the Social Security scheme, and they would deduct 5% from your salary. So the total deduction would be 10%, or total contribution, would be 10% to the Social Security scheme, 5% from your employer, 5% from you, deducted from your salary. But as a self-employed person, you are obligated to pay that 10%. And for many, many years, many of us did not do that. We did not husband the businesses as a business, paying the requisite contributions. So when the time came for relief by way of the stimulus, many persons did not qualify based on that. It wasn't a rule, but it was the manner by which how you qualify. You would have had to make contributions to that scheme in order to benefit from it. So Fresh said he didn't benefit from the first two stimulus packages, but he went and decided to pay up. And so in going forward, one has to take that into consideration. Make sure your contributions are paid wherever and however you can, because this rainy day caught too many of us off guard, flat-footed, and scrambling to get back to some sense of order. The reality is we are a long way from being where we are comfortable and able to address our mortgages and the concerns from the banks and the demand of running a business, supporting your family, and making contributions to the community. Because once you collect, okay, let me take this call from the public. Call you live on Voices. Yes, sir.
Why, you're discussing something there about being flat-footed, but this year, last year and this year is exceptional,
Mm-hmm.
Now, generally, government, one of the tools government use for, stabilizing the economy is to use fiscal and financial management, right?
Correct.
Normally, you would budget for the year to come.
I make allocations.
Yeah, right. Okay, but sometimes, people don't put a lot of emphasis on budgeting, but sometimes when you look at it, what you would have budgeted, if depending on how you think and so on, is very insufficient for what will be needed,
Yeah, we have surprises here.
Right. Now, generally, a deficit budget always give the connotation like a negative thing,
Mm-hmm.
It's always sounding negative. You're going to get a deficit budget. But when I look at it in this year, most likely will reflect last year as well. Most government going to get deficit budget for these 2 years,
Yeah.
And then when you look at it, the size of the budget will determine, in some sense, how helpful the government would have been to their citizens. I wonder if you see what I'm saying.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right. Normally when you budget, you could budget for a surplus. But because you get unexpected occurrence, you would have to... Yeah, you got to go over spending.
Contingencies, yes.
Yeah, so what would happen now, I want to believe all the governments, especially in the Caribbean, they, I sure, will reflect a big deficit budget. But the bad thing about it, when the figure is big in terms of deficit budget, the opposition got things to say that you went and you budget so much, but you budget this amount and you went and spend that amount. So you always got to compare reality with what you would have budgeted, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I look at it and so on now coming up, in the next month and so, with most governments would have their budget session.
Mm-hmm.
The size of the budget now going to indicate in these 2 years for sure how helpful the government would have been.
The IMF
I sure most of them would have spent a lot more than what they would have budgeted for.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Of course, there are contingencies, there are natural disasters, there are economic shocks that
correct. Yeah. Unexpected events, hurricane and just a natural disasters.
But you also put aside something for those contingencies. You anticipate them.
Yeah, right.
So you put something aside.
This last 2 years here, would not have been in nobody's mind that it would happen,
But according to
this COVID thing.
Yes.
And then a lot of the whole industry with the tourism thing where you're talking about there.
Mm-hmm.
all those persons who would the government would have had to help, and so on. All that wasn't anticipated. So could you imagine, and not only in that industry, the tourism industry, all the other areas that government would have helped.
Mm-hmm.
And you could imagine what the size of the deficit would be this time.
Well,
it would be very interesting. I think it's going to be a good topic to write your thesis on for your economic degree.
I'm a calypso.
Doctoral degree.
I'll keep it at the level of a calypso. But here's what.
Okay.
According to the financial secretary, based on the management of the budget previously, that is why we were able to absorb these shocks and support the economy, stimulus after stimulus, etc. According to the IMF report, we are projected to grow by 10% next year.
Yeah, okay.
The economy is expected to grow by 10% next year. So we're talking about management. So even though your budget and there are contingencies from time to time, you have to better. We have two at the top of the government tier, the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. They're two accountants.
Yeah, of course, good.
And
I think that is one. That is one area where I think there's a lot of help. A lot of, how much put it? They go well. You
Expertise?
could depend on them if they're doing it in a real efficient way.
Mm-hmm.
That thing and so on. But when you look at it, Sakoti, one of the things I regret, this FM thing and thing coming. Once ago you could have turned on your radio and catch all stations where.
Yes.
I used to listen to almost every government budget session,
On the AM band?
Yeah, on the AM band.
Mm-hmm.
No, one of the things with the FM is that you could get a number here in St. Kitts. And some in another country got the same number,
Okay.
with FM.
Mm-hmm.
So it's depending on your location, maybe where the closeness, whatever they could pick up the wave, you will have a situation where you can't get the other station. So I used to listen to ABS regularly, especially with Board and them those years gone by. And I listen to the St. Lucia station, and listen to Dominica budget and all them kind of stuff. And I really like to listen to them at this time to hear the debate, really.
And the comparisons.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then it would be very interesting to listen to them this year. But I tell you, it's a really serious thing.
Well, you need to get. Somebody said that you need to get with the technology and listen online.
Online, yeah. Well, okay, yeah, online. I understand that, yeah. But boy, if I tell you the truth, I don't know how some of them countries will make out by. But they really would have been in some serious situation.
Yeah.
But as I say, it's gonna be interesting to hear the discussion and most of them are spending. Anyhow, take it easy.
Thank you so very much for the call. And we have so much to be grateful for. We're told that there'll be concessions given at customs on food items up to £500. And that goes into January. And, so there's some economic reliefs that people can benefit from. Those food packages, those items from overseas, you have up to now £500 and a time limit that really speaks to assisting the persons who are in need of help at the various levels. We are 29 minutes past the 1 o'clock hour, and we're about to wrap up today's episode of Voices. I want to thank all our listeners or viewers who were able to join us, those who made their contributions by calling or texting. And God's willing, I will be back on Wednesday. Yeah, cruise ship in ports. But Socrates on radio because there's nothing happening at the port for me. I think 118. 118, so I am behind Fresh. So they have to call Fresh before they call me. So he talks. My number is 118. Fresh is 110? 102? So I'm 60. God's willing, he provides, and we go in faith. So once again, it's been a pleasure. I want to thank management for allowing me to come on the radio and just, get up there, be part of the national debate. And God's willing, on Wednesday, this time, I will be back. So stay safe, stay positive. God bless.